So welcome to day 2 of my self-isolation because I am classified by my doctor and my government as being vulnerable, which is super fun. Currently, the suggestion on anyone that is in the vulnerable category in my country, in the UK, is that we have to self-isolate for 12 weeks. And self-isolating is going to be driving me up the walls in 12 weeks' time. Especially as I can't work. I can't do anything. I have uni work to do, and having nothing to do but uni work makes you do everything except uni work. So this is my life currently. I'm currently making myself a really big cup of coffee because Josh got me up early to drive him into work because he can still work because he's not vulnerable and he can't get statutory sick pay because his partner's vulnerable. So he's still going to work, which makes it a bit awkward for us as I'm meant to be self-isolating, so he has to completely decontaminate before coming home. So I'm just making the animals breakfast. This is for our dog Zebedee. He's a bit fussy on his food currently, so I'm just mashing up a can of wet food for him. I'm hoping he eats it like this. He probably won't. And then here's a joint tablet for him as he's old and arthritic. Now onto the cat. He just gets a can of wet food. Oh, I've dropped the spoon. He just gets a can of wet food, so he's currently on applause. I mix it about, change it up so he doesn't get bored and stop eating it, but he's on applause currently. And then he just gets a scoop of biscuits. This is the rabbit. The rabbit is on Science Select rabbit dry food. I'm just cutting up an apple for him as a treat. He doesn't get this every day, so it's important if you give your rabbit or any of your animals apple that you decore it, make sure there's no pips, and take the skin off. And then I'm just chopping it up for him so he doesn't take the whole chunk and chew it in the corner and leave it there to go gross. So there you go, there's the rabbit's dinner, or breakfast, there's the cat's breakfast, and now we'll try with Zebby, so get him to sit, give him his breakfast, and no, he doesn't want it, but the rabbit's interested, which is disturbing as there's rabbit in his food. I'm just adding some scraps to try and see if I can encourage him to eat it, because he usually wants human food more than his own food, and no, that was a rejection. Now onto the rabbit's water as he pooped in it. Won't move his butt, but there's his water. And he's a cute bunny, so it's okay. I don't mind that he didn't move his butt, and he's enjoying his breakfast a lot. Now I can finally make mine, so I'm having rice pudding, and I'm going to have the leftovers of that apple, which I am going to core and peel for myself because I am apparently 8. But there you go, there's my apple, and I'm just gathering up the peel for the wormery for me to put in later, so they can compost that for me. The rice pudding I'm having is the fresh one from Tesco, which is really nice and nutmeggy, and I don't really like breakfast food, so this might be a weird breakfast for you, it's not for me. And there's Zebby with the pot. So I'm just eating my breakfast now. I'm watching Orange is the New Black, which is like the 17th time I've watched it, and I'm going to play on my Switch. I'm currently playing Pokemon Sword. I've done all the main game stuff. I'm just finishing my Pokédex and doing the Battle Tower. But that's what I did in my morning. Josh gave me the Switch for my birthday, and there's my Hashina evolving. Yeah, I'm nearly done with the Pokédex. I've only got like 100 more to get, and I can't get all of those because I haven't got anyone to trade with. And there's my lovely Zebby sleeping in the sun. The video's fast forwarded, he's not breathing that rapidly. But he's only 14, so he's enjoying his life in the sun. Now I'm just getting some clothes ready to leave out for Josh, as he has to change outside before he can come inside. So that's me just sorting it out for him. Today hasn't been a very good pain day for me, so I'm really struggling, and I'm just going to lie down for a bit with my back and hope that my neck and shoulders stop spasming. I've got an injury from a car crash, so it's not great sometimes, but I'm just going to lie there and hope it goes away and watch TikTok for a bit because I'm a TikTok person. And that's my note I left for Josh. If you don't get the reference, shame on you, but I left him a chocolate and a loving note because I feel bad about it. Now I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and a hot water bottle for my back as it's really killing me. Oh, and I was going to make some lunch as well, that's why I just got a pan out. But I'd got Josh's finishing time wrong, so he was going to be back an hour later than I expected, so that was kind of pointless in the end. So I'm just making my hot water bottle. I tend to find that heat really helps with any pain I have from my injury, so though it's boiling in the house, I'm still going to use a hot water bottle because that's the best way to deal with my pain. I have taken painkillers as well this day, but I want to ration how many I'm using just because people are buying everything out and I don't know when I'm going to be able to get hold of the ones I can take. So that's my hot water bottle. The bottle in the forefront is a bottle of strawberry milk I was drinking, so got my hot water bottle. And now I'm going to attempt to do some uni work and have a pack of crisps because I'm starving and Josh isn't home for lunch yet. I say attempt to do uni work, I completely failed to do any uni work and kind of pissed about on my computer instead and made myself feel that I had done uni work and stuffed my face with 2 packs of crisps. So I feel it's effective. I've had a shower, which is why my hair is super curly, so not a complete waste of a day. I managed to shower, fed the animals, still trying to get into the routine of not being able to work and being stuck at home, which I don't do very well with. So that's me pretending to do uni work. I did do a bit, I'm doing a little bit of research. You can see I haven't been at the computer for a while because there's a bunch of wires everywhere, and also Mendel's tank is in the background where it isn't usually. So now I'm just giving the scraps to the worms. You can't really see many of the worms, but it's going well. You see all the black bits on top on the food that's in there. That is worm poo, so that's compost. That's where they've been doing it properly, so they're doing well. I'm pretty pleased with it. I was just checking that worm was alive, that's why I was giving it a poke. But considering it's only been up and running for a week, I'm glad that there is composting occurring. I need to get some more cardboard in there, but we haven't been able to get any eggs for a while because of all the craziness. That's the wormies. And now there's a big skip because Josh got home, I forgot what I was doing, and I'm now making the dog's dinner. So once again, he's just getting a mashed up can of dog food. He did finally eat his breakfast, but he kind of ate it in stages and didn't really finish it until Josh got home. So that's me just mashing it up again. He's 14 and can lose weight very quickly, so I try and bulk up his meals as much as I can, but I've had to take out the bulk up things and hope he just eats his main food. Penny's coming at the weekend, so hopefully she'll be able to encourage him to eat more. So that's the second can of applause for Trico for the day. I just put it into his old bowl. He gets 1 clean bowl a day, and there's the biscuits. Now Abra doesn't get any more pellet in the evening. I'm just getting him some spinach, so he only gets a small handful of spinach. It looks like quite a lot, but like spinach bulks out, so it's only about 30 grams. And then I'm adding a bit of basil on top as a treat. He really likes his herbs. Oh, save my elastic band. So I'm just adding the basil on top and breaking it up a little bit. He doesn't really like to have big clumps of leaves. He likes things to be broken up. So I'm just going to put the rest of the stuff away. And then as a treat today, he's having a lot of treats today, I'm going to put a little bit of grated carrot on top. I am peeling it because they aren't organic carrots, and currently in the UK, as far as I'm aware, we have a deep peel order on carrots. I'm not 100% sure why. This is what I grew up being told by my parents. They're both ex-chefs and this is what they had to do, so I'm just grating some carrot for him, and I'm only putting a really small amount on top. I weigh out everything to make sure that I'm not doing excessive amounts, so he only gets like 5-10 grams of any treat item I put on. I didn't weigh out the morning apple because it was only a small slice. So that's his dinner, and now I'm starting on mine and Josh's. So I've just got 2 mushrooms and I'm taking the stalks out and I'm peeling them. I'm peeling them as with my Crohn's disease, I struggle with mushrooms to digest them sometimes, but if I tend to find that if I take the peel off and I don't eat the stalk, I'm fine. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm putting it all in a jar and I'm in my pot, and I'll give that to the worms tomorrow. So that's my mushrooms. I'm now just going to chop them up. So tonight I'm doing spaghetti bolognese. I'm only adding a few things as the sauce is homemade and tends to have a lot of veggies in it, but I'm adding some extra bits. So that's just me doing some garlic. I'm a garlic fiend. I think I put something like 3 bulbs in this one thing of spaghetti bolognese. So that's that. Currently there's a massive problem with actually getting things in the UK, as people have been hoarding, which is difficult if you're someone like me who actually has to self-isolate, and getting items is difficult. For example, if it becomes really severe in the UK, Josh will have to isolate with me, which will mean we have no way of getting food. So we would need to have more bulk items in stock. I do tend to buy in bulk anyway, so I'll do a 3 months worth of shopping in one go because I don't like to go shopping all the time. So I've just chopped up the garlic beforehand, and now I'm just chopping up the onion. I really need a bigger knife, but I picked up that one for some reason, and I am sticking with it. So currently we're going with what we have. There's Zebby being given his dinner. Once again, didn't want it. He did eat it in the end. And Abra enjoying his carrot. He says it's been a good day for treats. Right, I'm just putting the pasta water onto boil and I'm salting it. I've always been told that your pasta water should be as salty as the Mediterranean. And that's me putting a mixture of olive oil and rapeseed oil into my pan, and I'm just going to fry off my mushrooms, onion and garlic until it's soft. Oh, and I'm adding some grated leftover of that grated carrot that I did for Abra because waste not want not. So I'm just going to fry that all down until it's soft, and then I'm going to add my mince. I didn't realise my camera had died, so there's no footage of me putting the mince in, but trust me, I put the mince in. And now I'm putting homemade pasta sauce in, so this is a mixture of veggies, and it was still frozen, so I'm just leaving that to bubble. In goes my pasta, a rare commodity in the UK currently, and while that's all bubbling away for 10 minutes, I'm just going to grate my cheese. So I got distracted. This is the last thing you're going to see of my pasta sauce, so that's all getting together all nicely. It's nearly time to combine it. I got distracted, walked away, and next thing you know, burnt. But it was okay. I drained the pasta and I mixed it in the pasta pan and I added my cheese. It was really good. It was all okay. So in this time, I found out that my doctor wanted me to come back to where my parents are so I could have blood tests to make sure everything was okay. So I had a nap after dinner and my mum drove all the way up to come get me and we drove back. So I'm staying up, Josh is already in bed, and I decided I'd try and feed my royal python Mendel in this time. Mendel hasn't eaten since the 20th of December last year, so I wasn't really hopeful he was going to take it, but I'm warming up a small wiener rat. He was on small rats or medium rats beforehand, so this is a very small meal for what he had, but he hasn't eaten in nearly 3 months. So this is what he's getting, and I'm just making myself a cup of tea because, you know, cups of tea, you need tea in life, always. So now I let the rat heat up for a while and I'm now going to try and feed him. I wasn't very hopeful this was going to happen, and just as I started trying to feed him, my mum turned up. So she really hates snakes, so I kind of had to warn her, don't come in. But I'm trying to offer him it. I know a lot of people hold it by the nape of the neck, but I've always held it by the tail, so he gets really weirded out if I try and feed him if I'm holding it from the nape of the neck. So I'm just dangling it. That's me telling Mum don't come in, and he turns away, which was really disappointing, and I was fairly sure he wasn't going to take it. Anyway, this is the 5th rat in a pack of 6 he hasn't taken. Sorry, I've got a cough. Tickle in my throat. So I'm trying to desperately get him to take the rat, following him, and he took it, and I couldn't believe it. He made me jump out my skin, and this is me the next day in my teenage bedroom. The lighting is appalling, but I'm about to go to the doctor's. There's nothing more from this day, as I went into the doctor's and had blood test and vitamin B12 and blood pressure and everything done, so we know a baseline. I'm wearing a mask, I'm wearing gloves, and I'm doing a little bit of dance. But that's me for my second day in isolation. I'll see you next time.